Hi there. For those of you who don't know, my name is Rob Kneisler, and if you didn't know that, you may be in the wrong live stream. I'm not certain of that. But let's see how we're doing. Yeah, that's not good. That's better. Okay, we're going to get underway. This is a new setup. I'm trying to get myself in better shape for some events that are going to be happening in February. As some of you may already know, there's a Folk Alliance International Conference coming up in the last week of February, and this year it's going to be virtual. So that should be a lot of fun. For those of you who can never find the time or the wherewithal to fly to wherever the conference is, this is a great chance for you to get involved and see what it's all about. If you have any questions, you can ask me, although it might be better to ask somebody who knows more than I do because I'm just getting my feet wet. But I'll be doing a couple of live streams as part of the showcase aspect of the thing. One of them, Ellie Winiger, was nice enough to allow me to be part of her First Timers showcase because I'll be a first timer. And then because I accidentally thought I was signing up for that, I signed up for another one. So I got another hour to fill, and I'm going to figure that out this weekend. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll find out when all that is going to happen pretty soon. I expect to have everything published and figured out this weekend. So I'm going to start out with a song that is unreleased. The song is self-explanatory. It's called Common Jeans. Hang on for a second. I'm still figuring this out. Let's try this. Brothers and I wore hand-me-downs, except of course for Lou. Since he was the oldest, his clothes were all brand new. Handed down through Tim and James, then given up to Dwight. The blue jeans that got down to me were faded into white. Those brothers all wore common threads. We all come from simple means. Everything's been handed down. We all shared in common dreams. Mom was one of 7 kids and Dad was one of 2. I've got a lot of cousins and I bet that you do too. We don't always get along, sometimes we fail to see. But in the larger sense of things, we're all still family. We all share in common threads. We all come from simple means. Everything's been handed down. We all share in common dreams. I think about the planet, I think about the plight of 7 billion people, black, brown, yellow, red, and white, divided by geography, language, and religion. Still it stands to reason that we share the same origin, and you and I've got common threads. We all come from simple means, and everything's been handed down. You and I've got common dreams. You and I've got common threads. We all come from simple means. Everything's been handed down. Yeah, you and I've got common genes. That was a song I wrote several years ago. It's called Common Threads. I entered it into the Tumbleweed Music Festival back in 2011, I think. Maybe 2012, I can't remember. He had won second place in People's Choice Award. So this one will probably be released on my next CD if I do another CD. We'll see. And by the way, I am also testing how I can read the comments on this YouTube thing. Hi, Audrey. It's great to see you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate that. I gave you a little bit more notice this time, so that's nice. Anybody else listening, go ahead if you can and do a comment. I know you have to be, you have to have an account on Gmail or Google or YouTube in order to do that. So I won't force you to, but so far it's good. I was able to see what Audrey said, so yay. If you think the guitar isn't high enough in the mix, let me know too, because I noticed that the sound in my in-ear is not the sound that makes it out to the streaming. I don't know, it's because of compression or something that happens on the streaming side. So I know I gotta punch up certain things that I wouldn't ordinarily do in live sound, and it's not a science. I'll bet you there's somebody who's got a great YouTube on that. So all you fellow musicians, let's share information, for goodness sakes. This next one is on my CD, which, by the way, there is information on a tip jar and how you can purchase my CD, which is called Lift Me Up, and this next one will be the title song. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's a great value for the money. You get, you know, a little thing here, 4-panel, and there's a 12-page booklet inside with all the lyrics and all sorts of stuff like that. What a bargain! So this is the title track. It's a song that I wrote in commemoration of the centennial of a local lock system. It's called the Ballard Locks, and it joins fresh water to salt water. And it was something that the people of Seattle felt they needed for years and years and years and years. Oh my goodness! I see Katrina's there. Katrina, thank you so much. You are too kind. Oh my goodness, Kevin Jones. Kevin, I should also tell everybody that we're going to start doing the Whateverly Brothers Fortnight of Doom for any of you that are Whateverly Brothers fans, and you can either find that by following me on Facebook. On any of our websites, it's going to be on the schedule. And I know that we're going to have Kevin Jones one of these months for sure. It's a mortal lock. Sister Pat's there. Hey, this is working good. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to see the comments as they were happening, but this is working out all right. Pat, sister, it's good to see you. Mom, if you're watching, this is COVID hair. I'll get it cut as soon as it's safe to do so. Sally, great to see you. Kevin says mix is great. Good. Anyways, this is a song that's, when I was thinking about the locks, I was thinking about fresh water, salt water, light, dark, up, down, back, forth. And what came out is just a little love song. Cast off the lines, push away from the docks. Feel her heel over as we bear for the locks. Another day a sailing. They say that life has its ups and its downs, much like the rise and the fall of the tides, and like the locks that both joins and divides, the lakes and the ocean. Lift me up, lay me down, let me now come around, push me out into the sound to sail the ocean. The Ballard locks are 100 years old. The gates swing open and pull me inside. I think of the boats that have taken this ride. Sailors gone before me, and I know I shall cross once again. The back and forth and the here and the gone, much like the salmon returning to spawn, over and over. Lift me up, lay me down, push me in, I'll come around, push me out into the sound to sail the ocean. water, and I know the salt. It's like the difference between day and night. It's in the smell and the way that the light flows to the horizon. You're not a sailor, I once was told, until you sail till the land disappears, and you're alone and have faced all your fears, floating on forever. Lift me up, let me down, let me in, I'll come around. Push me out into the sound to sail the ocean. I think the guitar sounded okay, don't you? Well, that was off of my album. It's a song called "Lift Me Up," and it certainly did lift me up. So let's see. Audrey thinks the sound is good. Thank you, Audrey. And Kevin says we're doing okay. Good. Dan's here. Hey, bro, how you doing, man? Dan says, "Viva la difference" from last week. Now, I think that that's a backhanded compliment. Do you? I don't know. What was wrong with last week, man? No, I'm just kidding, Dan, as I always do. I only make fun of people I like a lot, because otherwise it's just wasted. Let's see. Oh, boy. Okay, here's a song that I'm going to actually repeat from last week. Here, I'm going to... by the way, this guitar right now was in a drop D tuning, so now we have to go into something that I don't use this tuning often. It's called standard. Doesn't really make any sense because when you strum every string in this standard tuning, it doesn't sound very good. I like the tunings where you strum it and something already comes out. You know, you could virtually, in a modal tuning, you can just throw the guitar down the stairs and get a song out of it. Okay, but this song is brand spanking new. It's only a month old, so be kind to it. These are its formative years. Now watch, I put a capo on the thing, so the B is going to deflect sharp. No, it didn't. That's odd. Well, I put a capo on the guitar and it stayed in tune. I don't know what that means. All right. Well, anyways, this song is brand spanking new. It's called Silver Linings, and I'm playing it again this week because I need to practice the thing, obviously, because last week I forgot the entire second verse. So this song is about just thoughts on the common phrase silver lining. It's a phrase that is obviously intended to see the good and the bad. But why even give the bad that much acknowledgement was my point in this one. So, silver linings. You say it's always darkest before the dawn, and every cloud has its day. Oh, I'm going to start that over. That was just awful. You say it's always darkest before the dawn, and every dog has his day, and every cloud has a silver lining. But I don't see it that way. I don't know what they're talking about. It's really kind of absurd. to sell you on these rose-colored glasses, and your vision gets blurred. What good are silver linings? What good are silver linings? I've seen my share of storm and gale, but I just don't know what you've been through or where you are, or which way you will go. But I'm no stranger to this hole that you're in. I understand, and maybe there's another who will jump down with you and lend a hand, and that's a silver lining. That's a silver lining. Clouds are nothing but water and air, and any ray of hope you see. You know, even moonlight starts with the sun. Eventually, and if you're lost in darkness and doubt, you feel like the ending is near, find your light and stand before it. Your inner spark will appear, and that's your silver lining. That's your silver lining. I've lived with clouds for all my life, and it has crossed my mind. When you rise from underneath, the light is what you'll find, and that's our silver lining. That's our silver lining. That's our silver lining. Oh, that's our silver lining. Oh yeah, that's our silver lining. And that's my silver lining song. Let's see. Sally says guitar sounds good. Hi, Sally. It's good. I hope you guys are doing well. And I imagine we're just a few inoculations away in several months from when we can just do this in person. It'd be great to play with other people again, that's for sure. Let's see. Okay. This is another one off of the CD. And this song actually has... Oh, geez, that's right. Now, you students of music, I'm going to apply 2 cables to this guitar, so you might want to get close to the screen and see how that's done, right? Now this thing's going to be really out, I bet. Let's try this. This song is one of the first nautical tunes I wrote quite some time ago, actually, long before my tenure with the Whateverly Brothers. And this is a story about a ship that plied the waters of the Great Lakes. And this particular ship was built in 1911, and it did this 5 to 6 mile run between Mackinac City and St. Ignace, and it ferried cars and trains. And sometimes this boat would require a crew of 50 people and 40 tons of coal, because in the wintertime this ship could be out there for a long time if the ice got windrowed and she'd get stuck out there. And it was an amazing boat. And one of my favorite little facts about this boat, which is called the Cheapwawatum, by the way, was that my great-grandfather, John McLaughlin, actually took her out from the Toledo shipyards and delivered her, representing the railroad company that bought her. So my great-grandfather was the first captain of this boat. And the only other thing that you really need to know about this is The song is called Last of the Hand Bombers, and a hand bomber is a ship that relies on manual labor, shovels, to feed the coal into the boilers. This was one of the last boats of its kind built before they figured out conveyor systems for this. So she literally was the last of the hand bombers. So let's see how we're doing on tuning. And the other thing about this song, and this is kind of obvious in the song itself, it hardly needs to be said, but when they built the bridge, the Mackinac Bridge, which at the time was the longest suspension bridge in the world, the railroad traffic just slowly went by the wayside, and an entire way of life. I mean, almost everybody seemed to work for that system, the railway or the ferry system, in one way or another at one time or another in that area. So the economy just changed overnight. All right, so Last of the Hand Bombers. Long ago there was a boat they called the Chief of Autumn. She sailed the straits of Mackinac in northern Michigan. She carried cars and trains across through winter ice and Great Lakes squalls. We'll never see the likes of her again. The Chief of Autumn was brand new in 1911, a product of the Toledo Shipbuilding Company. My great-grandfather, John McLaughlin, oversaw her maiden voyage. That makes the Chief a special boat to me. Built the bridge at Mackinac to cross that great divide. No need to fight the ice, the shores, the currents, and the tide. No need to shovel coal by hand and run the freight from side to side. And no more ships, the bridges how they ride. Through 2 world wars and far beyond, they sailed the Chief of Autumn, farrier of automobile, passenger and train. For 73 years and more, her whistle was beloved by all. We'll never see the likes of her again. They built the bridge at Mackinac in 1957, a product of the American Bridge Building Company. The railroad traffic slowly died away as trucks took on the load. The Chief was last to go eventually. Built the bridge at Mackinac to cross that great divide. No need to fight the ice, the shores, the current, and the tide. No need to shovel coal by hand and run the freight from side to side. No more ships, the bridges how they ride. By 1984, they had retired the Chief of Autumn. She was the last hand bomber on the Great Lakes to remain. The last boat left to weather through the great storm of 1913. We'll time goes by, I often feel much like the chief of autumn, a relic of a gentler age, the last one of my kind. As freight goes rushing faster, crossed bridges I can't recognize, leaving me forgotten far behind. They built the bridge at Mackinac to cross that great divide. No need to fight the ice, the shores, the current and the tide. No need to shovel coal by hand and run the freight from side to side. No more ships, the bridges hard to ride. And no more ships, the bridges hard to ride. Hi, Mom. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Once again, the hair, this is COVID hair. I will get a haircut, I promise. That was the last of the Ham Bombers on my CD, which is still for sale. The CD is called Lift Me Up. I hope that you support live music and singer-songwriters. And this would have been about a boat that Mom got to ride on and wait in line for a day and a half sometimes. And ride it in the middle of hunting season, I imagine, when the decks were piled with deer carcasses heading on their way back south with all the hunters. It was a different time. It really was. So, what's next? Oh, boy. All right, this one's hard. And I don't say that lightly. This is another song off of the CD, which, by the way, did I mention that it's for sale? Yeah, it is, believe it or not. Oh my goodness, Larry and Lynette. Hi guys, it's good to see you. I'm sorry I missed you guys yesterday, but I was preparing for this. I had to figure out how to make all this work. It's not as easy as you'd think. So, well, that's great. That's great. It's good. It's really good to see you. All right. So this song. This is a song that I wrote. It's on the album. It's called Linda's Theme. It is an instrumental. The guitar really needs to be in tune for this guy. And this is an instrumental that, you know, the guys back in the classical era, they used to simply title their instrumental songs, you know, with what the thing was, what the key was, and you know what number it was. So, B etude and D minor, Opus 34, or whatever. So I'm not sure if it's more of a recent thing where people decided to cast their own ideas upon instrumental songs. This one's called Linda's Theme, and it sort of came out of a day that I spent with Linda Manzer, the person who built this guitar for me in Toronto, Ontario, 3 years ago. I think it's only been about 3 years since I've had this guitar. So I had to write the song, so it was using the entire guitar as much of it as I knew how. So it's kind of a bear to play. I'm going to make sure that I'm very well hydrated for this one. I don't play it live often because sometimes you can go horribly wrong. But what the heck, let's go for it. So this is called Linda's Theme, and it is once again on the CD. Doug Neergarth, man, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. The next time that, you know, as soon as this pandemic stuff is over with and I get a chance to go to Michigan, I'm heading straight in your direction. You better believe that. It's been far too long, my friend. And that was Linda's theme. Let's see. We got some crosstalk amongst family members. Yeah, no, it looks like Mom's doing okay. She said, Mom says hi to Oriana. I think Oriana's seeing that. That's good. And Lulu, hi. How you doing? Good to meet you. So, all right, moving right along. We're gonna, you've noticed so far that I think I've spent all of one or two songs in that weird standard tuning, whatever the heck that is. This one was in the Linda's theme tuning, which is basically drop A. So the B string goes down to an A. So we're going to retain that. And we're going to drop some other strings. Good to see that that is still an A. So the high E is going to go down to a D. And Louie is also going to join it. And that puts us into what? That puts us into Dadgad. Hooray, we're there. Once again, I want to thank all of you for listening. I really appreciate this, and I will be entertaining myself for at least another 20 minutes. And we're going to go into another slightly difficult one. This song is also off of the CD. The title of the song is Grasshopper Baggage, and the genesis of the song was Suzanne Weghorst, who owns the Egan's Ballard, is one of the owners of Egan's Ballard Jam House, a nice jazz acoustic music / club in Ballard, who probably could use some donations if they're still accepting them to help them get through the pandemic. By all means, make sure that you continue to, while you're supporting the musicians, also support the venues which are struggling through this terrible time. But anyways, at one point on Facebook, and a lot of my songs come from social media these days. That's kind of weird. But Suzanne had mentioned that in her writing garret, her little shed out back, that there was a cricket that was making a lot of noise and I guess ostensibly disturbing her train of thought. And I had just commented that, well, at least as far as unwanted roommates, at least this one is not bringing much baggage along with it. And of course that grasshopper baggage, what a wonderful metaphor for being footloose and fancy free. And so I thought back to my younger days of driving hither and yon as much as I could, just kind of backpacking tent and going wherever I felt like it. So this is a song about simpler times, about having grasshopper baggage. Shimmers in the heat, black mirage pools ripple like the sea. Sunlight strobing through the pines, country roads unwind and set us free. Got the time, have no cares, roaming anywhere we want to run. Leaving when we've got the notion, steering by the motion of the sun. Grasshopper baggage will get you there. Grasshopper baggage will get you there. Sunset time, rhythm slows, welcome taste of soft intimate light. Campfire glows, sun shines, sparks arise and twine into the night. Full moon rise above a lake, pale reflections ripple like a stream. Old concerns become a joke, fade away like smoke into a dream. Grasshopper baggage will get you there. Grasshopper baggage will get you there. long enough, you find a dream, you chase it, and the dream becomes a track. Well-worn tracks wear into grooves, and ruts limit your moves and hold you back. Grasshopper won't play that game, future's not arrived and past is gone. Knows the present is a gift, spirits hit your lift and travel on. Grasshopper baggage will get you there. 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 Yeah. And that was Grasshopper Baggage. Robin McGilvery. It's good to see you, my friend. And just like with just about everybody else, well, with everybody else, it'll be great to be able to see you in person again after all this is done. Just for the heck of it, I called this live stream Music to Do Dishes By, and that was a gift from Robin. So many songwriters and performers, try to find a workable tagline, heartfelt Americana and, God knows what else. And being somewhat uninventive, I've kind of just say singer, songwriter, fingerstyle guitar player, and that's about it. And Robin had mentioned that he didn't catch last week's stream live, but he did it while doing household chores, and he said it was good music to do dishes by. And I thought, that's it. That's going to be it. I'm going to put that on my website, Rob Kneisler, music to do dishes by. And that just about. That way you can read into it whatever you care to read into it. So that's that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Mom, I didn't see you made any mistakes. I think everything looks good. Maybe I'll go through the comments afterwards and find out that you advocated the violent overthrow of the government or something like that. But I hope you didn't, because other people got that, apparently. So, okay, last one with this guitar. This is a song that is also off of the CD, which, by the way, is for sale. And there's information about tip jar and how to purchase my lovely CD, which is called Lift Me Up. In the comments, it should be pinned to the comments on YouTube. You can also find it on the Facebook event itself. So this song is this comes out of my new home. I've been in the Pacific Northwest since 1995. Whoop! Better nip this one in the bud. Let's see. Let's get the tuner back engaged. And this song is just about a great story that I read while I was looking up other things. And it was about how the indigenous people treated the salmon runs every year back in the day. And actually, I think they still do it to this day. I know they still do it to this day. And what they have is a first salmon ceremony. And all the tribes had different ways of doing this, but the common theme, as I gather, was that they'd know in advance that the salmon were on their way, and they'd be ready for them. And then when the salmon run started, one or two special people were given the honor of catching the first fish, which would often be designated the grandfather fish. And then that would be it for the time being. And they'd perform, certain rituals that were unique to whatever tribe was doing it. And then they would go away and party their brains out for 7 to 10 days. Meanwhile, the salmon would pass, and then they'd come back all hungover and remorseful or whatnot, and proceed to catch as many of the rest of them as possible. And that, my friends, was sustainable fishing, so that they allowed enough salmon to pass, to spawn, to provide for future generations. So that was a cultural referent that was very adaptive. And then, of course, the white men arrived and things changed. But, from all of the overfishing for the last 150 years and counting, the salmon are still there. And so this is a positive song in that respect. Back in the day, for thousands of years, before the time of the pioneers, in this place we call the Great Northwest, people knew that the salmon must spawn, so they'd take 1 or 2 and let the rest swim on, and wait a few days, give thanks, then catch the rest, and still the salmon run, and still the salmon run, and still the salmon run. And the white men arrived and they cut down the trees, they mined the hills and they dammed the streams. What some call progress, others might call theft. The canoes disappeared as the salmon boats came with their great white sails and their gilded games. They fished and fished till there was nothing left, but still the salmon run, and still the salmon run, and still the salmon run. Well, that was then, now it's today, and the miners and the loggers have given way to coffee bars and big old jetter planes. But the fish the ships still step out at the break of dawn. The purseaners and the trawlers continue on. Some things change, some things stay the same, but still the salmon run, and still the salmon run, and still the salmon run, and still oh, great spirit of yesteryear, we give thanks for the fish that we take down here in this place we call the Great Northwest. We give thanks for the boats and thanks for the crews, and we pray that we never lose the wisdom that the first ones here possessed. And still the salmon run, and still the salmon run, And that's a song called Still the Salmon Run. And they still do. Okay, now I'm going to go on for a little bit longer because I took the time to set up this other guitar. So I'm darn well going to use it. Thank you very much. So, once again, in case you don't know this already, my name is Rob Kneisler, and I guess I'm going to be entertaining myself for just a little bit longer. But I hope Oriana isn't cooking already, so we'll find out. I haven't had cause to bring this guy out in quite a while. That last one was a custom-made Manzer guitar that was built for me by the wonderful and incomparable Linda Manzer. This one is a National Style O, a National Resophonic Style O 14 fret clear. The nut and or the body of the 14 fret clear or what? I forget. Come to think of it. So plug her in. I'm going to finish out with a few tunes. We'll see how far I go. This one is Bruce Cockburn inspired, but it wasn't written by Bruce Cockburn. It's sort of his transcription of a song written by Blind Willie Johnson, and it was released sometime around 1918. By the way, Sally says, and still the salmon run. Thank you. Thank you very much, Larry. Larry LBG Itz. Larry Boomgarter Itz. Okay, I'm gonna think about that one. Oh, and Robin, of course, says it's Sainers, not Sceners. That's good to know. It's funny. Dan, why didn't you guys correct me on that? What's up with you, huh? So Sainers, good to know. And Audrey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Great deal. All right. So we have a maximum of 4 songs left. I'll probably end up doing 3. I'm not sure yet. Now, this is Soul of a Man. Gonna ask a question, please answer if you can. Cause anybody's children can tell me what about the soul of a man? Won't somebody tell me? Answer if you can. I want somebody to tell me, what is the soul of a man? Travel different countries. I traveled to the furthest land. Couldn't find nobody to tell me what about the soul of a man? Won't somebody tell me? Answer if you can. I want somebody to tell me, what is the soul of a man? Heard the people talking, I just came up in time, teaching the doctors and the lawyers that a man ain't nothing but his mind. And won't somebody tell me? Answer if you can. I want somebody to tell me, what is the soul of a man? read the Bible often, I try to read it right. As far as I can understand, it's nothing but a burning light. And won't somebody tell me, answer if you can? I want somebody to tell me, what is the soul of a man? Christ taught at the temple, the people all stood amazed, teaching the doctors and the lawyers how to raise a man from the grave. Won't somebody tell me, answer if you can? I want somebody to tell me, what is the soul of a man? Soul of a man, sort of a Delta blues sort of thing. Growl on, Rob, says Sally. Growl on, growl on. Reminds me of a Pittendale tune. I don't know. All right, this next one is also a... Okay, that's good to know. Actually, I need to know this stuff, Robin. Thank you very much. I don't know if you were here for the beginning of the show, but I'm trying to prep myself for some Folk Alliance International sets later on in February. So I'm taking any and all comments, and then I'm going to divide them by the number of comments per subject, and then take the average and apply the average. So I appreciate that. Maybe, you know what? I'll see if I can't give you a call later on tonight, because I did this weird thing. On a personal note, I read in the New York Times that a lot of people, just as a change of pace and to reset and for a health kick, they eschewed all alcohol for the month of January. So I've done that. And it wasn't as instructive as I thought. It just was normal life, I guess. So I was surprised. I thought I'd miss it. And so tonight I was hoping to watch this and review it and sit in the hot tub and have some really nice 15-year-old scotch and break my fast, as it were. So this one is a okay. Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Robin. And by the way, one of the things I really wanted to test right now was if my vision was good enough, because I'm standing now away from the computer, quite far away, so I cannot affect anything on that side. All I've got is a couple of iPads in front of me, one to run the mixer and the other one to follow the chat. And I didn't know with the lighting and everything if I'd be able to do this, but this is working fine. My eyes aren't that far gone. So this is a pure Bruce Coburn thing. Actually, I could probably roll that bass off right now. It wouldn't be too hard, right? Because I got EQ going on, and I'll just take that down a little bit. We'll see if that's any better. And you know, obviously, this guitar is going to react differently than the other one because they're two different systems. One's the Mansory's got a K&K Trinity Pro, and this one has a Highlander cone-mounted transducer. You have to have this little box here in order to port power into the guitar. So it takes a stereo cable, but it only uses one half of that for the sound. The other one conveys the power, which is kind of interesting because you can't reach into the sound hole to change the frickin' battery. All right, so this is my attempt at something called Foxglove. It was inspired by a guy Bruce met out on the East Coast. His name was Fox Watson. And the interesting thing about the choice of the title Foxglove is also that the Latin for the plant is digitalis, and this involves some of that, man. All right, so Foxglove. Foxglove. All right, folks. I've gone 6 minutes over. I'm going to do just one more. Once again, I want to thank you all. Dan, Doug, Mom, Pat, Larry, Lynette, Robin, Sally, just all of you, and Audrey. It's always good to hear from you. So this last one, I'm going to do another cover. This will be my last chance, I guess, to also cajole those of you who are listening who are not my friends already, because they've given enough. That there is a link to where you can buy my CD, Lift Me Up, and there is a tip jar, which is for the ostensible purpose of me being able to buy more gear. I try to run as close to a zero balance as I can on the music biz, and then that way I don't have to have any discussions with Oriana about me wanting to buy stuff, even though we both know I do. So thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I just really appreciate all of you, and I look forward to being able to see you again. And meanwhile, all right, so there's that. And then there's this. And this will throw the guitar out of tune, surely. Anyways, this is a favorite Dugan McLean song that I'm going to end with. It's called Ready for the Storm. And in case you want to know what this tuning is for this, it's the Dugan McLean Ready for the Storm tuning. Any of you guitar players out there, if you're not familiar with this already, you should check out James Taylor's website. He's got instructional videos there, and his video about tuning is really, really interesting. You know, he speaks about intonation and how capos throw things off, and the various things that you can do about it. All right, once again, thank you all. Ready for the storm. There we go. The waves crashing and the tide pours out. It's an angry sea, but there's no doubt that the lighthouse will keep shining out to warn this lonely sailor. Lightning strikes and the wind cuts cold through the sailor's bones to the sailor's soul, and there's nothing else that he can hold except the rolling ocean. And I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Oh, give me mercy for my dreams, for every confrontation seems to tell me what it really means to be this lonely sailor. And when the sky begins to clear and the sun it melts away my fear, I'll cry a silent weary tear for those that need to love me. And I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. Ready for the storm. Distance, it is no real friend, and time will take its time, and you will find that in the end it brings you me, this lonely sailor. And when you take me by your side, you love me warm, you love me, and I should have realized I had no reason to be frightened, and I am ready for the storm. Yes, really, I am ready for the storm. Yes, really, I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. And that's it. Shannon, I saw your comment. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Audrey and all the rest of you, thanks. Good night.